Hello, how's it going? Well, I want to just first of all, once again, say congratulations in making this purchase, being a part of the system. And it's really, really exciting to get to share what it is that I'm sharing with you now and what you're going to continue to be a part of. And that is that there is so many great things going on with this system. There's so many results being produced that it's really life transforming for so many people. So what I'm going to be for you is kind of your accountability partner, if you'll let me be that. And that is, I'm going to remind you of things you need to be doing, little tips and tricks and strategies, things that I have seen over coaching thousands and thousands of students over the past decade. I'll be able to share with you some fast track tips. And you already got the first two, right? Fast track tip number one was get the success blueprint. I'm sure you've got that. Fast track tip number two was you don't need to know everything before you get started. And that has proven to be invaluable when people follow that advice. Now I'm going to give you number three. Number three on the fast track tip list is going to be that you need to be talking to motivated sellers. Okay, think of it this way. If you are not talking to motivated sellers, then there's no way for your business to really get going. So everything leading up to talking to motivated sellers may be of value and of help, but if we're going with the 80-20 rule, what's that, the 80-20 rule? Well, the 80-20 rule states that 80% of the actions you take produce 20% of the results. And then on the other side, 20% of the actions you take produce 80% of the results. Kind of wild, isn't it? Well, think of talking to motivated sellers as the 20%, okay? If you're talking to motivated sellers, you're going to get 80% of your results with 20% of your efforts. And so that's what's going to fast track your success, focusing on the most powerful actions you can be taking. So let me give you an example in action of what that looks like. Hopefully you can still see this. Okay, so you could, there's different marketing strategies for finding motivated sellers, right? And so let's say, for example, you were using a very complicated strategy, although it does work. Let's say you were creating postcards that you mailed out to a certain list of people who then had to call you back. And let's say you're in the process of getting the postcard created correctly with the merge codes of each person's name, you're getting the addresses. All that stuff is work, but it's still not the 20% of actually talking to the motivated seller. Let's say, for example, though, you could just use an internet lead. And an internet lead, and this is shared, of course, in chapter 2. And an internet lead, you'd be immediately able to talk to a motivated seller. There wouldn't be all this stuff at the beginning. You just, boom, have a phone number and a name. Well, that's your 20%. You see the difference? So you always want to be focused on the 20% that gets you the 80% of the results. And for you at this stage right now, you need to be focused on talking to motivated sellers. And you may have some fear, you may have some apprehension, what to say, how to say it. That's a good thing. Just go talk to somebody. And I'm serious about this. Go talk to them and say something wrong. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You need to be doing this. Because the reality is that you're going to fall into money. You really, really are. If you're talking to motivated sellers, which is your 20%. Does that make sense? So talk to motivated sellers. It may be a little scared and fearful. It's okay. Talk to them. Talk to them. Talk to them. You'll figure out what to say. Obviously, the scripts and everything is in our system. I'm just saying go ahead and give it a shot. Just start talking to them. It's not going to hurt you. They can't bite. It's a phone. All right, well, that is fast track tip number 3, and that is talk to motivated sellers. All right, gang, I'll be back.